Stefon Diggs met with the media today. Okay, he's a new Patriots wide receiver. Diggs well-traveled. Obviously, the first time we got a chance to hear Diggs talk since the viral video of him having the pink, powdery, supposedly pink cocaine, which is not cocaine substance, on his person. Here's Stefon Diggs earlier today.
I want to be as candid with you guys as possible. I kind of like have a thing where I talk about my personal life with people I don't know personally. I'm pretty sure everybody here, men and women, are great people, but you know what I'm saying, I kind of keep my personal life personal. I had a conversation with Drapes, obviously. I'm going to echo everything that he said. He told me, hoping everybody making good decisions. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with people in the building as well, so everything else is everything else. The particulars is all internal.
What was in the bag?
Obviously, it's a conversation, that's happening internal. You know what I'm saying? I can't have too much of a conversation about it, but I've been in this league 10 years. You can format the question many different ways. I'm obviously answer it the same way.
Did you know it was being recorded?
Once again, you can format the question many different ways. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for 10 years. The conversation that I had with Braves and the people in the building, obviously, is going to be handled internal. You know what I'm saying? An in-house thing. So.
Do you regret it happened?
So you asked me again. I would hate to repeat myself again.
Okay, Jason, what do you think? And so we understand, Jason Stewart wants on his tombstone that he searched for whatever the opposite of BS was. What do you think of Stefon Diggs and how he handled those questions?
I just think that there's a couple PR strategies. You could do what he just did and leave reporters with more questions than answers, which almost never ends well. If you're not going to provide answers, then there's going to be speculation. Speculation equals distraction. And if I'm the head coach of the Patriots, do I want my player adding to the distraction or to provide some pretty vanilla answers?
Yeah, I don't. I understand there are some things that are not, the press does not deserve to be privy to. I do think there was a couple, there were some easy outs there where, again, when you have a couple days to prepare and you know the questions they're going to ask, you can answer them. Do I regret it? Of course. Of course. Even if even when I did nothing wrong, I regret the fact that there's a perception that I did, which creates this narrative of somebody that I'm not. Of course, do I regret it? That is a good question. Did you know you were being filmed? I don't know how he wouldn't know he was being filmed. I know it'd be a phone. That was the part that bothered me the most, was he clearly didn't care that he was being filmed. Byron, what do you think of his he was smart to not be terse, but he did a Q&A but didn't want to actually do the A.
Yeah, I think he knew he was being filmed.
Of course he did.
And so to that aspect of it, I would expect more from someone who's been in the league that long. That sort of questioning to me is maybe 22-year-old, 23-year-old kid in the league. I hate to say that Stefon Diggs knows better, but Stefon Diggs knows better. I mean, he should. And so then to hear this stuff today it comes off as not taking any responsibility for anything that has happened. And that's the part that rubs me the wrong way on it. Seemed like a heck of a party from the videos that we saw, but still.
Cardi B's downstairs, couple of decent looking women in bikinis upstairs wanting to hang out with him.
I thought I saw Sam somewhere in there. Were you in there, Sam? Is that why you were out?
No, I was not on the boat, unfortunately, or fortunately.
Just want to make sure.
It brings up the conversation. I don't know if it was a podcast conversation or we had it on the air recently, where I think that most people are on something. If you're walking down the street, 80% of people that you encounter are on something, prescribed or not. The only explanation for him not knowing he was filmed is that he was very high. And at that point, do you really remember or acknowledge peripheral stuff like that?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that because I've never been high. So I've never been sitting there on something, on some substance, and I don't know if I'm being filmed or not. hard one. Dan, do you operate on the assumption that everybody's high? Everybody's on something?
I felt that I was pretty naive, especially when I came out to California 20 years ago. And then I learned that I maybe shouldn't be as naive.
No, I had friends in high school, and they were like, "Yeah, we dropped acid in high school." Like, what? When? Like, yeah, just I don't know. It was like a Wednesday. What were you doing? Like, I was playing basketball. You were dropping acid in high school?
Well, this
Really?
is also one of those things where this video what dropped last week was that when it, because I felt I was gone, like I wasn't here when this became a topic, so I didn't even really see the video. I had heard about the video, so I saw the video for the first time within the last 24 hours, and I'm looking at it right now, and there's a woman who actually looks back at the camera as she's sitting right in front of Stefon Diggs, and so that's why I think that he has to know, unless your point is that he was on something so much, but he feels like he was composed. I just don't know how.
I felt like he was composed. I felt like, if anything, the out would have been I wasn't on something, they were. I had something for them. They can go do that. I don't need to do that. I just brought it to them so they could have a good time. I don't know. That works for people. Sam, what about you? Did the Q&A work for you? Are you like, okay, I'm good with Stefon Diggs now?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised by how he answered that. It was just that's your standard deflection when you're a pro athlete, or it's like kind of like being interrogated by the police. Like you're trying to protect your own rights, you're trying to protect information. I mean, he sidestepped and deflected and didn't really give real answers. And I would expect him to do that. That's probably the smart thing to do. Why would you divulge information just telling reporters everything about that day when you really don't need to, and then it just creates more stories?